Well, trying new things can be intimidating, especially for a child. But if they never try, they may miss out on a lot of really great things. So how do we as parents give them a little positive nudge? Here to help us and give us some insight is Master Mom Amanda Olson with Olson's Martial Arts. Great to have you.
Good to be here.
Good topic. You always pick the best topics, but every time I'm like, this is so good because it is hard. You don't want to push your kids, but you kind of want to, you want to help them.
Right. You're right. You don't want to push them too hard, but you encourage. That's the word. Yeah.
That's a great word.
Yeah.
You encourage them, and it can be tough.
It can be, and the thing that I like to help parents understand is, one, their kid isn't the only one that's having this issue, because sometimes you feel like, well, all the other kids are doing it, why isn't mine, but it's not really that way. A lot of kids have a hard time trying something new, but being patient with them in the moment, because they're upset already, they're nervous or anxious, or, and most of the time kids are just afraid of the unknown. It's not that they're not going to be able to get out there and do it, it's just they need a little more education on what's going to happen, so kind of prepping them ahead of time of what it's going to be like, and then in the moment to be very patient with them. And it's okay to have to sit and watch today and we'll try again tomorrow. That's a perfectly acceptable solution. But the children that if you push, they're already anxious and now you're upset with them. And all that does is just make it more and more difficult. So even though on the inside you might be, we got ready, we got dressed, we got here, and now you won't go out there and do it, just step back, take a breath, and say, okay, what are you concerned about? What are you nervous about? Why are you afraid? And, they're 6, 7 years old. They don't really know, so just let them know that you'll be there for them. I'm going to be here to support you. I'm going to be watching the whole time, or maybe you can even go into the classroom or go out on the field, or let's do it together today, and we can talk about it tomorrow.
So baby steps kind of into that process, because you certainly don't want it to backfire, and it really can quickly.
Oh yeah, if they're anxious, and by us trying to push too hard make it even more of a negative experience, yeah, they may never even want to try that again, and we don't want to give in to that fear, so then we're teaching them to give in and not to overcome. And, life is about overcoming all the way through, no matter how old you are. So if we can teach them at age 7, all right, this was difficult, let's get some strategies on how we can do better next time, that's going to serve them well as they grow older.
I was going to say, you can kind of tell, too, even some adults who have a harder time with trying something new, with change in general, and it really does stem from those experiences they had sort of growing up.
Right, and if you're an adult that gets nervous to try new things, I know that everybody would like to have confidence. So help your child, and they can give you confidence too. If you're nervous about trying something new, do it with them, and the two of you together can, kind of overcome together.
And it sounds like, too, it really does depend sort of on their age and the different experiences that you're kind of faced with.
Right. Some of them are things that you have choices about, and some of them, like school, you don't have a choice about. You have to go to school. You have to figure that out together, and if that means you have to volunteer in the classroom a while to see what's going on, or, go on a field trip, sit down and, sometimes the things kids are afraid of are very little things. They don't want to go to school, but it's because of this half hour of music class they don't like. It's not the whole day. So if you can kind of find out exactly what it is during the day that's giving them issues, it's a little easier to tackle that.
And I will say there's nothing more heartbreaking as a parent when it is school, because that is one of those things that you really have to find a way to try to get them happy about it again and try to find some joy in it, and it's just your heart breaks for them. You just want to pull them out, and
because you have visions of them crying all day long. That's the hard part, but usually that's not the case. It usually is just that initial. But if it is something that's chronic every day, definitely spend some time to find out, okay, what is it in the day that's giving you this feeling? It's not usually the whole day.
All right, definitely communicating and giving them that friendly little helper.
Right.
Always good to have you on the show. Great information. Don't forget, you can always go back and watch some of her other segments as well. AskMasterMom.com is the website, and you can always find her right in downtown Johnson City at Olson's Martial Arts.